1824, there were 4 candidates running for president. John Quincy Adams was a strong candidate in New England because he came from a famous New England family. He had been close to national affairs since birth. He was once a Secretary of State, and he is a very good diplomat. Even though he was considered cult to many, he was admired for intelligence and high morals. Henry Clay had support for the election in the West. Henry was from Kentucky. He was a Speaker of the House and a negotiator in Congress, but he was less popular than Andrew Jackson, the other candidate from the West. Andrew Jackson was the hero of New Orleans. He was seen as a man of the people, and William Crawford, who was favored in the South, but he later became too ill to campaign. Jackson had won the majority of the people's votes, and nobody had won the electoral colleges. Clay was out of the running, and as the Speaker of the House, he encouraged the people to vote for Adams. Adams then made him Secretary of State after winning. In 1828, the presidential candidates were John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson. Young Quincy Adams was up for a rough re-election. People were afraid that if Andrew Jackson would become president, he would become a dictator like Napoleon Bonaparte. But Jackson still won the election easily. An Adams supporter warned that Jackson had been swept into office by the howl of raving democracy. 2 new parties started to form in the 1830s. People who supported Adams and his national growth programs called themselves National Republicans, later known as Whigs. They wanted the strong national government. The supporters of Jackson and farming called themselves Democrats. Jackson Democratic Party is root to modern-day Democrats. After 2 weary terms of office, Jackson retired, and Martin Van Buren took his place as president. Van Buren was entirely different than Jackson, a politician instead of a war hero. Van Buren faced a major depression 2 months into office, the Panic of 1837. The depression made the government sell a lot of land to farmers to get back the money for loans. The Whigs placed William Henry Harrison, a war hero, into the running for president. Harrison won easily but died of pneumonia 2 weeks after taking office. John Tyler became the first vice president to take over as president. John Tyler disappointed the Whigs by going to the Democrat side after taking office. Tyler vetoed the bill for the change in the bank. In return, his whole cabinet resigned but Daniel Webster. Tyler had few friends on either side of the political party, so he could do very, very little during his term. As a person who agrees with the ideas of the Whigs, I would have been very disappointed with the president, John Tyler.